Hello, and this is going to be a comprehensive breakdown of everything you need to know for sniping in the Modern Warfare 4 game so far, specifically in the beta. This is not the full release. We've only had 1 day of the beta so far, and I've pretty much grinded everything out, max level currently, which is level 20, and I got the only sniper that we're able to use maxed out as well to level 72, which is a lot of levels. But with how limited this game is in scope, in the sense of how few maps there are, and the fact that you really only have one sniper rifle, you have a marksman rifle that you can use too, but it's the rules are different. And you do have access to a second sniper rifle in the preset classes, but because it's a preset class, you can't change any of the settings on the gun. So this is going to be primarily focusing on just the main bolt action sniper, the perks that you need, and just some other general good information. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so for the most part, until there's a new future update, if there will be any updates when it comes to the beta, this is the sniping class that you will need for pretty much any map or game style or play that you have. So for starters, we'll just get the sniper rifle out of the way because it's clearly the most important one, and then I'll get into some of the other necessities like the perks and whatnot. So over here on the sniper, this appears to be the definitive sniping class in this game. You have a little bit of some options here and there. For example, if you want to rock the 12-inch barrel instead of this one, it is an option. However, there are only 2 barrels in this game currently that have an aim down sight improvement, which is the 12-inch and the Kade Nation. However, though, the reason why I choose the 26-inch is because with this one, they both do have an aim down sight. Unfortunately, we don't have the statistics, so we don't know how much of an improvement either of these are. But the cons on this are a little bit too much for my taste, like a decrease in damage range, so you're going to get more hit markers at longer range. The velocity is a lot slower as well, so your bullets will just take more time to actually hit the target, so they might move out of the way beforehand. And the recoil, I'm kind of indifferent to, but these 2 cons are pretty stark. And additionally, some of the other things I don't care that much about, like the hip recoil control. Who cares about your recoil control when you hit fire? Your movement speed is a plus, though. Now, if we go down to this one, there are less cons, but there's also one less pro. We still have the movement speed buff that this one has. We still have the aim down sight speed that this one has. And we still have the sprint to fire speed that this one has. Only thing that this one is missing is the hip fire recoil control. But again, we don't care. So the pros are all identical. Again, we don't know the exact percentages, but the perks are the same. However, the cons are nowhere near as bad. We don't have a damage range nerf, and we don't have a velocity nerf. All we have is just gun kick and recoil control. With both, it doesn't really matter because we're not shooting an SMG where it's flying up into the air. We're just shooting a sniper rifle once. It takes almost 2 seconds to cock it back, and in that time, the recoil has kind of stabilized. So personally, I think the light barrel is the way to go, and it beats out the 12-inch for sure. Next one is the aim down sight. There are 2 lasers in this game that are both pretty good. I was initially going with this laser because I really liked the sprint to fire speed. However, this one does have a notably better aim down sight speed. Again, we don't know the percentages because they left those out, but getting rid of the sprint to fire does seem to be worth it on this laser here, especially because once you get this gun to the part, because once you get to the point where you can get this gun to the quick bolt, you have to get rid of one of your aim down sight speed settings, so then the gun is noticeably slower. So this laser definitely helps. Next one, this is obvious. It's the light bolt. This other bolt is totally useless. Who cares how stable your gun is when you're rechambering if you're rechambering at 32 rounds per minute? Like, it doesn't matter. So the light bolt is the way to go. You have a faster rate of fire, faster chambering speed. It brings you up to about 45 rounds per minute. Just to give you a reference to other Call of Duties, the Ballista in Black Ops 2 has 47 rounds per minute. So this is 2 rounds slower than the Ballista in Black Ops 2. However, though, it does have a almost 3 times slower aim down sight speed than the Ballista. So it's not really like a 1-to-1 scale. This gun's definitely operates slower and more sluggish, but it has a decent rate of fire. I lost my voice there. Okay, the next one we can skip the optic because it doesn't really matter that much. We can skip the stock. However, if we ever do get percentages, we might want the stock back because the stock does have an aim down sight speed attachment here, but we don't know how fast the aim down sight speed attachment is and how much it helps. So personally, I leave the comb on because this one has an aim down sight speed buff and also a sprint to fire speed increase. So I think overall it is just a better piece of equipment. Next one is the 6-round mag. The default is 10. The only downside is you lose out on, as you can see, everything. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, the movement speed, etc. This gun feels like it weighs 400 pounds. So you're operating very slow. It takes you a lot of time to move from one place to another. Also, your ability to move changes dramatically when you rechamber around. For some reason in this game, you cannot jog or like be at a running pace when you rechamber rounds. It forces you into a walk. So every time you shoot, you are going very slow. You can't really get out of the way of gunfire. So the 6-round mag is really nice just to help with that movement speed. You reload a little bit faster and you aim down sight and sprint to fire a little bit quicker as well. I think that this is a necessary. Some people have been getting rid of the round attachment and putting on an optic or something else like that, which could be okay, but as somebody that prefers regular scoping in Call of Duty, the 6-round mag is the way to go. And right now, the newest addition to this Modern Warfare 4 game that isn't like any other game is every single gun will have this Apex attachment. And the Apex attachment kind of acts as, it's like a pseudo version of a conversion kit in prior Call of Duties, but also just like a regular attachment. So this one is just called a drill charge. I haven't really used it, but in the description, which I think my camera is blocking, yeah, it says the K9 drill charge allows for K9 drill charges to be side mounted to the rifle. Each projectile drills into a surface before quickly detonating, ideal for flushing out entrenched combatants. So it's just like, it's like a little mini grenade launcher, but more drill chargy and slower, and probably not that great. So I'm kind of indifferent to this one. However, though, it is a free attachment slot, so just put it on anyways. You know, it doesn't hurt you. Okay, next one. Because in this game, Cold-Blooded currently is inaccessible behind the level cap, people are constantly spamming helicopters in this game. And the helicopters are kind of overpowered. They stay up in the sky for like 2 minutes, and they kill everybody instantaneously. So just try to shoot them down as much as possible. It is really annoying because the health for the helicopters is so high that you need to hit them with 4 rounds of this in order to kill them, but you only get 2. So you either need to die and then shoot it 2 more times, or hope that your teammates are also shooting them down, which they usually don't. However, though, put this on, and I'll kind of explain why. Because yes, it seems really nice to have a pistol on your class, so you can pistol switch. However, this game has a really neat lethal attachment that kind of mitigates your need to have a pistol as your secondary. So put the launcher on. It's a lot better. Next one, we only have one knife option. There you go. Alright, this one, you can use whatever you want. I just like to use the concussion one because flash grenades are annoying. Sometimes I'll even flash myself. Smoke grenades, I'm a sniper. I don't ideally want those. Snapshot grenade, this isn't very useful either. So the concussion grenade, just launch it at a wall. It'll stun someone to standing still, and now you snipe them. Now this is what we get where we get to that's actually kind of neat. And it's called the zip gun. So in other lethals, you have pretty normal stuff. You have your grenades, you have your Semtexes, you have your drill charges, your proximity mines. But the zip gun is called a 3D printed single-use pistol that can be quickly deployed to take out close-range targets. And this is what I have been using personally as my pistol switch gun. And it's actually kind of cool, especially if you can integrate it into a clip somehow. If I'm able to, I'll open it up in the gun range after this, and I'll show you. Next one, we have our field upgrades. These, you can kind of take them or leave them. I actually really like the DDoS attachment here, but we'll just kind of go down the list. The portable radar, everybody has seen the portable radar. It just pings enemies nearby. The airburst SAM turret, this one's a little bit vague because we have our trophy system still, which does the more standard use that we've had in all Call of Duties, where it'll get grenades, concussions, etc. But in the SAM burst turret, it says portable missile turret that intercepts aerial threats. And I don't know if that means score streaks, or in this game, kill streaks. I don't know if that also means the trophy system thing, so like grenades and whatnot. Does this include throwing knives, because that's an aerial threat? This is kind of vague. I don't really know its purpose. I've used it, and nothing's really happened. You know, I haven't seen it take out a helicopter. So I'm a little bit vague on that one. I don't have any answers. Then we have the riot shield as a field upgrade. Snipers don't really need to do that. And then a seeker drone, which just flies around and tags enemies on the radar. However, the DDoS, I'm a big fan. It says that it emits a localized pulse that temporarily jams and disables nearby enemy electronics and sensors. But it also acts as an EMP as well. When you activate this, it's almost like an EMP grenade went by, and it will affect enemy players as well, but also electronics. So this one's really nice, and it has a fairly large radius too. When I use it, it seems like it goes like 20 feet in each direction. So it seems really useful, and it recharges really fast, so I can use it almost every lifetime. I'm a big fan. I just especially right now with how many UAVs are in this game, just constant UAVs. Everybody has a UAV, and Ghost isn't an option either, because it's stuck behind the leveling wall. Being able to EMP your enemies so they can't see their radar is really helpful. I'm definitely a fan. Score streaks. I have them all capped out currently. I could take it or leave any of these, really. I just use the UAV because why not? The impact warhead is I don't really know what that does. It looks new. Explosive payload that drills through multiple floors. So I guess if there's a bunch of people camping out in a house, you can still kill them with this. But then you have your standard care package, your bomb glider, UAV, artillery beacon, crossfire. I think crossfire is really bad. I think artillery beacon of these two is the way to go. Crossfire is really awkward. The interface isn't very clean. Your passing buys is so short that you almost don't feel like you get an option to even look at the game to try to shoot the people on your radar. And the attack helicopters are so annoying in the game. I don't want to be one of the people that has one. So I've just been putting down this guy. He doesn't get that many kills, but it's all right. All right, and now we're getting down to the very last of it. And these are the perks. The perks in this game, again, we are super limited on perks, but some are an absolute necessity. So we're going to get into it. And number one on that necessity list is Ninja. In this game, your footsteps are so loud, it gives the enemy a permanent advanced UAV or HARP, VSAT, whatever. They can hear you if you breathe 3 walls down. So you have to have Ninja on just to give yourself a fighting chance in this game. Because not only are there UAVs all over the place, so you're never safe on the map, but people can hear every single footstep that you have. So hiding and being stealthy is almost impossible in this game. So help yourself as much as possible and put on Ninja. You have to put on Ninja. And like, I can't emphasize this more. It's probably the most important perk that you can have in this game at the moment. However, let's just go into the next one. I used the Bomb Squad one. The maps in this game are pretty small. People are throwing grenades over and over and over again. You don't need fast hands because why? Hardline, who cares? But Bomb Squad reduces damage from non-kill streak explosives, and that is really important. It also says that you're immune to knockdown, which is a new feature in this game where explosive damage can't actually shoot you back and you can fall on the ground. I haven't personally experienced that yet in this game, but I've also been running Bomb Squad the whole time. And next one, these you can really pick or choose. I think Blood Rush is good. In the description, it says increased tactical sprint duration and faster crouch speed. Kills replenish your stamina. I think that this is good. If you're a sniper, one of the biggest problems in modern sniping is that you're slow. You're slower than everybody else. So you need to be as fast as possible. Get those shots off, crouch, slide, run, etc. So Blood Rush definitely seems to be the way to go as a sniper rifle. Scavenger is a whatever thing. The maps are so small and kind of chaotic in this game that you're probably not going to get too many 20 life streaks, or like 20 streak lives. So who cares? And also, there's only one sniper in the game, so if anybody else is using the sniper rifle, then you'll just pick up their ammo. And next one is Lethal Reach. This just treats your character like it's an older Call of Duty, where the meleeing is a one-hit kill, rather than a two. Alright, so that's pretty much a breakdown of this. We can go into the firing range real quick, so I can show you a few things. So this is the aim down sight speed, which is okay. This is about a 500 millisecond ADS speed. Probably on par with the Recon from Black Ops 7. And the rechambering speed is fairly slow. That wobble is a lot. Oops. Yeah, that wobble is kind of crazy. Because if you see it, like, directly after I shoot, like, that fucking... the scope is just jiggling all over the place. And it kind of makes you miss. Okay, so we are in a game right now. I turned down the game volume a little bit, just so I'm not trying to talk over some crazy stuff. But here is your main sniper rifle in the game. It is pretty nice. It works well. It's smooth. It's pretty comfortable. It works well. This right here is the... Well, I think we got some enemies over here. Damn. First game on. I'm rusty, okay? There we go. Let's see if we can use our thing again. Dope. Get fucked. Yeah, so I really like that little lethal. I think it's a great idea to make a pistol a lethal. That's just a one-time use. I'm definitely a fan. Alright, let's get out of this game because this is crazy. So for now, that pretty much includes the little tutorial on how to play this game. Again, it's a beta. There's a lot of things that are missing. So don't see the lack of content as a reflection on the game. It's just a beta. We cap at level 20. Fortunately, the guns we can level out all the way. I will say the leveling is kind of annoying. Like if we can see here, there's 68 levels on this marksman rifle. There's 72 levels on the sniper rifle, and there's a preset class as well with the Lynx sniper rifle that has been in every Modern Warfare game in recent years, and that probably has a lot too. But we'll just kind of go into what we have so far. This marksman rifle is just an assault rifle. Don't even worry about it. This is the closest thing that we have to a sniper rifle of the marksman rifle categories. It is a bolt action. It shoots very fast. It's not very accurate. It is exceptionally weak. You have to pretty much shoot in the neck territory in order to get a kill. In the sniper rifle categories, we have this one, the KG7 Vulcan, which is the one that we've already gone over. This will be your main go-to gun at the moment. But we also have the Lynx, which has been in all of the Call of Duties. And it doesn't really give us a level system on it, but it'll probably pretty similar to everything else in this game, which is between 60 to 70 plus levels. What's the damage like? So this one is stronger. Interesting. All right, so that concludes it. I hope this helped. The beta is still going on for basically another 2 weeks. The early access that I have access to is going on for another 6 days or so, and then the open beta will be for about 3 days, I think, and that will be later next week. So I'll be seeing you guys out there. Bye.